Hey guys, Kristine Mirelle here. Today I'm going to be talking to you about what to send to record label A&Rs, record labels, or managers if you're trying to get them to listen to your music and what not to send them. All right, let's go. All right, so if you know who you're sending this to, you can obviously put like attention, mark such and such, music submission. I'll usually put like female singer, music submission, something like that. It's also good to put, if you just are sending it to like a generic email, like an info at, pizzazzrecords.com or whatever it is, you can put attention A&R department. That's always good to put that because sometimes it's like an intern just reading the emails and then they can forward it to whoever it needs to be forwarded to. When it comes to what you send them, there's a few things that you should do and there's a few things that you shouldn't do. And then there's a few things that you can kind of customize and, do whatever you're comfortable with. But here's a few things that you should do. Make sure to send an EPK. If you don't know what an EPK is, it's an electronic press kit. It's like our digital resume. It's an easy way to organize, usually online. And there's a few different websites you can do this with, but basically you'll have your music videos, your photos, any streaming links, any, media that you've gotten, short bio, that sort of thing. There's websites like reverbnation.com. That's a pretty standard place where you can create an EPK for free. That's going to organize it into a nice one-page website. You don't want to send someone like a big website where they're going to have to like click around to find stuff. Do not do that. An EPK is very different than a website. Websites are usually like for your fans and they talk about like, hey, I wrote this song about my little puppy. Your EPK, you don't want to do that. You want everything to just look very business and professional. The basic bulk of who you are as an artist should be very easily accessible. So you can check out bandzoogle.com. They have some options for EPKs. Reverb Nation is pretty standard, so I do recommend going there. Once you're ready to send them an email, you're going to send them a link to that EPK and a link to some other things as well as an introduction. What you don't want to do is you don't want to send them attachments. So if you're sending them songs or videos, don't attach it to the email. Do not do that. Imagine if you were a record label getting 100 submissions a day, having to download and wait. They're not going to do that. In fact, a lot of times their spam filter is just going to delete and send any emails away that even have attachments because they're going to know whoever's sending attachments obviously is not a professional. So do not do that. Instead, what you want to do is you want to send links. So if you're going to send music, for example, I recommend sending a SoundCloud link. If you don't know what SoundCloud is, go to soundcloud.com. You can upload your music there. You can make a private playlist. So for example, if you're sending music that you haven't released yet or that you don't want anyone else to hear yet, you can send them a private link so only they can hear it. So soundcloud.com, send them a link to your streaming link of your songs. If you're sending a music video, you can send them a YouTube video, and on YouTube you have the options of making it unlisted or private. I don't recommend doing private because if you do private, they have to have a password. That can create some complications. You want to make this as easy as possible for them, so just send them the unlisted. No one else can access it anyway unless they have that link, so send that directly to them. If you're going to send a music video, do not send attachments. Next, when you send them your email, what you don't want to do is you don't want to act like they're like your homie. Don't send them like, hey bro, hey homie, check out my track, it's the hottest, in the world. Or, hey, let's make some money together. Don't send that kind of stuff, okay? They get a million emails a day. And this is the thing, the music business is what? It's a business. And they know that if you don't handle your email professionally, you probably don't handle the rest of your business professionally. That's why it's so important to give a good impression. Everything, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything, if you've ever heard that. So it's really important to make sure that you come off professional and make sure that you are giving off the best impression that you possibly can. Also, never send bulk emails, guys. Don't send like one email to 100 different labels. One, they're going to see that. They're going to see that you send it to 100 different labels. And two, some of them have their own submission processes. So some of them say, hey, send us an email. Some of them have like contact forms on their website. Some of them have specific things. Some of them will even say, put XYZ in the subject line. And if you don't put that in the subject line, then they're going to know that you didn't read the instructions and they're not even going to check it out. Don't send bulk emails. Do a little bit of research. Make sure that you check into the label, check out their website or check out whatever, access that you have to their social media or whatever it is, and see if they have a demo submission policy. If they don't have a demo submission policy, then obviously just send them an email directly, but don't send it in bulk. Don't do that at all. You can obviously make it more personalized. You want to make that email, hi, Universal Records or whatever it is, whoever it is that you are reaching out to, you don't want to just put like, hey, homie. Again, that's not going to work. Personalize that email, do a little bit of research because they're going to know the difference. Trust me. And last, what I recommend is getting involved in their social media. So whether that be the label or whether that be the A&R or the publisher, like their posts, comment on their posts, send them messages. You don't want it to just be about you. Don't think about like, hey, what can you do for me? What can you do for me? Obviously, you want them to hear your music. You want them to think you're awesome. Whatever your goals are, whether you're trying to get signed or you're trying to get representation, that's what you're trying to do. But you want to get on their good side and see that you're also interested in what they're doing. So I do recommend follow them on Facebook, follow them on Instagram, comment on their stories, comment on the stuff. If you're trying to get a hold of a record label, find those A&Rs, because those A&Rs are the ones who are designated to go out there and find talent and get them signed to the record labels that they represent. So reach out to those A&Rs, reach out to the producers and songwriters that are also signed to those labels. These are all ways that you can get the attention of labels, A&Rs, publishers, lawyers, whoever it is that you're trying to get a hold of. I just want to add that most of these record labels, most of these A&Rs and managers will not respond to you. They're only going to respond to you if they like your stuff. They get a lot of content. So maybe your music sounds too much like another artist they represent. Maybe your music is awesome, but it doesn't fit their genre. Or maybe you need to work on some better music. Whatever it is, they're going to respond to you if they like what they heard. So don't hit them up with all kinds of emails like, did you hear my music? Why didn't you respond? Imagine if you were getting hundreds and hundreds of emails every day. They don't have time. It's not their job to respond to you. They don't owe you anything. You're better off being polite, being cordial, because maybe they might not like the material that you sent them today, but maybe in a few months, you're going to create something really awesome that they do love. And when you re-email them with your new material, they may love it and they may get back to you. But if you're rude to them and you're like, why didn't you respond to me? Do you not have time? Do you think you're better than me? Then they're not even going to consider it. So make sure to stay on good terms with everybody. Don't burn any bridges. Don't take it personal and just keep emailing. I always tell everybody, for me, I always tell myself, if I can get 1 out of 10 people to respond, I am super happy. And really at the end of the day, all you need is a handful of people. You just need a few people on your team to really take your music to the next level. So if that means that you have to respond and email to 500 people to build that team so that you can have that career that you love, that you dream of, then it's worth it. Now, I wanted to take it a little bit further and give you guys a little example of what you can actually send to someone in the email. It doesn't have to be this way. This is just a really simple template of something that you can use to model your email of what you're going to send them. Okay, so we're gonna dive into that. I'm gonna show you guys really quick a quick email that you can look at and just customize, and you can use this and totally just copy and paste it and take it from me. I did the work for you, so you can just take it. All right, so here I wrote out something very, very basic. You're gonna wanna customize this and add other stuff to this. Don't copy it word for word, obviously, but I'll show you kind of an example. I wrote, hi, my name's Sally Singer. I'm a female indie artist, songwriter from Idaho. I saw that you signed artists in my genre, and I wanted to submit my music for consideration. Also here, you can put anything that's personalized to the record label. Like if you're a fan of another artist or a band that they represent, hey, I'm a fan of such and such band that you represent. I really love, the culture of the label. I would love to be a part of it, something like that. So it shows that you know a little bit about their label. You've done a little bit of research. They're going to appreciate that. The next line, you can mention any social proof, like anything. Again, this is like a business, so you want to make yourself look as attractive as you possibly can to the label. So if you have any, I have an active social media of about 100,000 followers on Instagram and 250,000 streams on Spotify of my last album. Or you can put, hey, such and such newspaper just featured me. I've been featured in this magazine. I've been featured on these articles. That's all really great stuff. If you don't have anything like that, obviously just send your music. It's always a good idea to try to get into media and build up your social media following because it does make you more attractive. But whatever you have, if you've won certain awards, you have any type of accolades that you would like to share that you think would be valuable to them, put that very quickly. You don't want to make this super long. Again, you want to make this a quick introduction because they get a lot of submissions. And then you can put, here's a link to my SoundCloud of a few unreleased songs and also my EPK. So you can put that link here, link to SoundCloud. Or if you're sending a link to a music video, then you would say, hey, here's a link to my music video that I just shot. It's unreleased. link to SoundCloud, link to your EPK, so that would be your Reverb Nation or, your Bandzoogle or whatever it is. If you have a released song, that's okay too. Some of them prefer to have an unreleased song. It just kind of depends on the label, obviously. If you have something that you've already released and it has like 100,000 plays, 200,000 plays, a million plays, obviously that's going to look attractive to them. So you can definitely send release songs either way. It's just going to depend. So just take your chances on that. And then I just usually end it with a hope to hear from you. And if you would like for me to send any more content or need anything else from me or would like to request anything else from me, I'd be happy to send it over per your request. So something like that. Thank you so much for your time. Sally Singer, and then you can insert your social media links right there and make it really simple, your Facebook or your Instagram, but make sure to send them, social media that looks great. If you have an Instagram where you only have photos of you and your dog, you don't want to send that. You want to send them whatever you have that makes you look professional. If you only have your SoundCloud and your EPK, or you only have that music video because you haven't set up a website or you haven't set up, a great social media, don't send it. I do recommend setting up a great social media, make your Instagram look professional, make your Facebook look professional. If you don't have it at the time where you're trying to send the email, then just don't include it. Only include material that makes you look awesome, professional, and focused on your music. All right, guys, so now that you have some great tips and tricks on what to do, what to send, what not to send to music industry executives or music industry contacts that you're trying to reach out to, I do recommend going out there and making it happen. You can find a lot of these people by Googling them, by doing searches. I actually have a resource that I would love to offer to you guys. I've done all the research for you. I put together a list of 1,798 record label A&Rs, direct contacts to record labels, managers, lawyers, and publishers. And remember, those A&Rs, those are the ones whose jobs are to go out there, find talent, and get them signed to the record labels that they represent. So if you're trying to get your music in front of the right people, these are absolutely the right people that you would want to get in front of. You can check the description, click on the link down there if you would like to get access to it. Once again, it's almost 2,000 record label A&Rs, managers, publishers, lawyers. I recommend watching this tutorial once more, 2 times, 3 times, however many times. Craft that great email that makes you look professional. If you want to learn how to make an EPK, you can check the description down below. I also have tutorials on how to do that. That's an electronic press kit. So that way you can have a really great email, a really great press kit. You can get it to the right people and you can get your music heard. So if you want that list or you want any other tutorials, please just check the description below. All right, I'm Kristine Mirelle. That's it for me. If you like what you heard today, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I'm always posting content, resources, tips, and tricks to help artists navigate through the music industry. And if you want to hear me cover any topics, just comment down below and I will read them. All right, everybody. See you next time.